So you go from dev to QA to stage to prod. Okay. So launch means you move things into. No, the word launch could mean different things in different organizations. Launch, probably launch means you take something into production, right? In your company. So what you are doing is normally what you do is like I'm drawing a stream here, okay, stream or a branch. If you are using uh, in some organizations they call a branch as a stream, okay, so they are both the same thing, a branch or a stream, okay. So what you do is you have like a main branch. So again, every organization will have its own branching strategy. Okay. So in your your version control system, you'll be using something like Git, right? Or Subversion or ClearCase. So these are all the version control systems. Git, SVN, ClearCase. So these are all the version control systems. So what you do in your version control system is you have like a main branch or a main stream. This is the main branch. Okay. So at some point of time, you decide that, let's say, when you're going from left to right, this time is passing on, right? Let me use the eraser and erase some things. What is today's date? May 3rd, right? So today is oops, what was the default? Is marker, huh? Where is it? This one? Oh, that's too much. It's a crayon. Let me try this. So today is what? May 3rd, right? So on May 3rd, and this is also not good. What was the one before? This is a pencil. It's a color picker. Maybe it's this. No. No. It's too thick. See. Okay, maybe it was. Yeah, this is good. So this is the first one, right? So on May 3rd, you decide that today I'm going to create a branch in which I'm going to go to QA, right? So this is your main branch, you do all the development work. So every branch is designated for a certain purpose. So let's say I can have a branching stream where on the main branch, what is the purpose of the main branch? Development. Okay. So on May 3rd, I decide that I'm going to branch off into QA. From main, you go to QA, right? From dev, you go to QA, right? So you create another branch called QA. So this branch is nothing but, so QA is quality assurance. You'll be doing testing on this branch. But before you branch off from here, what you should do is on this day, you have to take your source code on the main branch and apply a label or a tag. You should apply a label on your entire source code. Okay? Source code. Like a label is like a tag. Like for example, on the back of your shirt, you have a tag, right? What who made that shirt and all that. So you're applying a tag on every file in your file system. So let's say this tag, generally they give it like a baseline tag. So what it means is from here onwards, for every file which has this tag, I'm going to create a branch and do all the bug fixes meant for a future release in that QA branch. Okay, and okay, so in the QA branch, I'm going to do, so let's say my next release is, right now I'm on release 2.0 say. Okay, and from 2.0, okay, right. So I'm just giving an example. So you see, let's say you're going from 2.0 to 3.0. Okay, so this QA branch is meant for 3.0 release, right? But so let's say you have come to a point where you're almost close to, you have done all your development and you're close to releasing your stuff. Okay, but still testing is going on. Okay, but at that point of time, you have some developers who need to start working on the 4.0 release. Okay, you have finished most of the work for 3.0, but testing is still going on. No, what I'm saying is, pay attention. On May 3rd, you have reached a point where you have done 95% of the work, 98% of the work for the 3.0 release, but it has still not been fully tested. Okay, so QA needs to do their testing, and finally they need to do integration testing with some other product, some other team. All that work still needs to be done. But till that work is done, if you don't have another branch, you cannot do both 3.0 bug fixes and 4.0 work on the main branch. On here, you cannot do both 3.0 work and 4.0 work. You don't want to mix both of them. Are you following? That's the most important part to understand. So after May 3rd, on the main branch, you will not do any 3.0 work, 3.0 bug fixes. You want to do 4.0 work. And let's say on the 3.0, this is a release branch for 3.0. Okay. In this branch, all you'll be doing is minor bug fixes. And then, so at this point on May 3rd, I was saying that you finished on May 3rd, 95% of work for 3.0 is complete. Okay, so remaining 5% of the work will be bug fixes. You'll be testing and you'll find some more bugs. You'll do some integration testing and you'll find some bugs. So all that 5% of the work will be done in the QA branch. But you don't want to stop development on 4.0 work. 4.0 work you will not do on the QA branch. Here you will only do 3.0 bug fixes. So at any point on the main branch, you will be doing 4.0 work. So anytime you see that any bugs need to go from the 3.0 branch, you need to merge those bugs into the 4.0 branch. So you're merging your changes from one branch to another branch. But the common baseline is this, the tag that you have applied. This is the baseline tag. Okay, can you stop the webcams? I think they will take a lot of bandwidth. Can you all stop your webcams? Yeah, I'm going to stop it. Oh. Oh, I'm going to stop it. Oh, okay. Let me stop my webcam. How do I stop my webcam? Let me see whether I can close it. Oh, I need to stop it in Skype, right? Actually, let's stop the Skype call. Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Ravi? Then how come he was seeing my screen? Ravi? Can you disconnect from Skype and listen on GoToMeeting? I was not able to hear you on GoToMeeting. So I'm stopping the Skype connection. Go to your microphone and settings. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Silva, you there? Okay. Okay, Ravi. Okay, so Ravi, what you do is when you're close to your release, right? You apply a baseline tag on the main branch. Okay. See, what I'm saying is one way of doing it. There are many ways of doing this. So in your organization, they may have a different branching strategy. So you need to talk to the team lead and understand the branching strategy that organization is following. Okay, this is one strategy which is followed in many organizations where you apply a baseline tag when you're close to the release. Do you get it? When you get close to the release, apply a baseline tag on your entire, the tag or the label needs to be applied on your entire source tree, not on just one file or one directory. You recursively apply the tag on your entire source tree. Okay. Okay. You're doing your development on the main branch. You already released 2.0. Let's say you release 2.0 in Feb. So on Feb, somewhere in Feb, you released 2.0. So you probably had a release branch for QA 2.0 also. And on this branch, you release Q2.0. So on this is a release branch. This release branch is used for both. Let's say it could be used for QA and what is it, stage and prod. Okay. But from Feb onwards, you started working on, from this point onwards, let's say Feb 18th. From Feb 18th onwards, you started working for the 3.0 release. 3.0 release work is going on here. And on May 3rd, you have come close to you have finished 95% of the work for the release 3.0 on May 3rd. But you still need to do some testing and bug fixes and all that, right? So at this point of time, label or baseline tag on your entire tree. And then from May 4th onwards, you can do parallel development. Parallel development means on one branch you are doing 4.0 work, and on another branch you are doing testing and bug fixes for the 3.0 release. The 3.0 release will probably happen in June. If you didn't have this parallel development of having two branches, then you cannot start working on 4.0 till you complete the release for 3.0. So that is the reason why you have two branches. So that from May onwards till June, in June 3rd, let's say 3.0 will go into production. Till that 1 month, you don't want to stop working on the 4.0 development. So in that 1 month's time, you want to do both 4.0 work and 3.0 work. 4.0 is like new enhancements and 3.0 is like bug fixes. And sometimes, even after releasing some things to production, in the 3.0 release, you want to do some more bug fixes after it goes to production. So you do all that work in this 3.0 branch that you see here. That's the bug fix branch and the release branch. And 4.0 work will continue on the main branch. So 4.0, the main branch is called as a development branch, and then you have like a release branch. Sorry, following what I'm trying to do? So I'm saying every branch is meant for a certain purpose. So you have like parallel work going on. You get it now? So from May 3rd onwards, from tomorrow, you can have both 4.0 work going on in the main branch and QA work going on in the release branch. So this is your release branch. Did you get it? Let me erase this. So currently in production is running on 2.0, right? On today's date. Right? You want to move to 3.0. Future release is 3.0. Got it? So on May 3rd, you have finished 95% of the work for 3.0 release. right? Got it? And 4.0 will be the release are coming after 3.0. So instead, actually, I will say the next release, instead of calling it future release, let's call it as this is the current production is on 2.0, next release is 3.0. And after 3.0, you have 4.0. So 4. You're going from 2.0 to 3.0. And 4.0 is future long-term release, right? 3.0 is the short-term release. 4.0 is like long-term next release after 3.0. You're releasing something into launching. Release means launching into production. So you need to understand your organization's branching strategy. Okay. So I'll save this diagram. Okay. And what else did you want to ask? I'll email this diagram to you. You get it? Okay. Ravi, is there anything else you wanted to ask? When do we merge? So here, let's say you made a bug fix on the 3.0 on this release branch. That bug needs is required for the 4.0 release also. not just for the 3.0 release. It can be used for the 4.0 release also. So the bug fix that you did in the release branch, let's say you changed 5 files on the release branch for a certain bug. Those 5 files need to be merged from the 3.0 release branch to the 4.0 or the main branch. So that is called as a merge. So generally you merge from the bug fix branch to the main branch. And there's a concept called rebase. Let's say you are on the in Git. I'm not sure whether you use the concept of rebase. No, when we come to that, I'll explain it to you, okay? So at this point of time, I think this is enough. You can talk to your team lead to find out about the branching strategy. So you can say this is what we used in our previous company. What is the branching strategy that you use here? Okay, so I'm going to stop this video now so that we can save it and you can watch it later. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it looks like those changes that he made needs to go into those releases as well. Your changes or his changes? Oh, he pushed your changes. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. So there's a branch called 1_2 and 1_2 is the previous branch, previous release. Okay, so sometimes what happens is you're doing some work and you realize a bug. So let's say I'm working on 4.0, which is the main branch, and I find a bug, and I realize that this bug could be there in 3.0 also. So it needs to go into the 3.0 branch also. So in that case, it is possible that you could merge from the main branch, which is 1.3 for in your case, and push it into the release branch, or which is a previous branch, because the main branch is 4.0, right? So it all depends on the scenario. You can have merges coming from the release branch to the main branch or from the main branch to the release branch, depending on where the bug was first found and fixed. If the bug was found in the release branch and fixed there, then it needs to be merged to the main branch. If the bug was found in the main branch, it needs to be pushed to the release branch sometimes, not always. Yes, because okay, 1_2 has it gone into production? So that means 1_2 it could be in production and you may do a bug fix for production also, right? So it is possible that the fix you made, it is meant for a future release and also for the current release, because future release will take several months, so customers may not be willing to wait for that much time, right? So in that case you want that bug fix that you made, which is meant for the future release, to go into the current release also. So that's what he probably did. Okay. Okay. So he built it and deployed it for stage, right? So what is your question? He's pushing a change into the current release. Current release is 1_2. So he's pushing the change there. Okay. Okay, first tomorrow you need to understand why you have both QA branch and the stage branch. So you need to understand why. I told you, right, every branch has a purpose. So you need to talk to them and find out the purpose of a particular branch. See, it is possible that on the stage branch, you may be getting work from another team also, right? Like you have a web services team and then you also have a UI Grails development team. Maybe they push all of their stuff together in the stage branch and test them out together. Whereas in QA, you test only the UI probably. I don't know. So the most important thing is to know the purpose of every branch, what you do in that branch. So you also need to know from which branch you are doing the final release. From which branch you are going to do the final release. Release means launch it into production. Okay? You need to know what is the purpose of every branch. And the important thing is from which branch you're going to do the launch or the release. Release into production. Okay? Yeah. You have any other question? Okay. Okay. Wait. Let me stop this.